All right, welcome back to New England Fire Cooking. I'm Aaron Higgins, and today we're going to be doing my take on what is this called anyway?
HAWAWSHI.
Huh?
HAWAWSHI.
HAWAWSHI.
Yes.
All right. HAWAWSHI. Like how, ow, and then she.
Yeah.
So like how did I ow as in hurt myself, and then what did she do?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Because I was like, wait a minute, all I know is meat sandwich. This doesn't make any sense.
It's meat sandwich. It's a meat sandwich.
Oh, that's yeah. Well, I'm going to say that, but I want to give the real name.
Yeah.
Okay.
HAWAWSHI.
Okay. And you might wonder what that is, but to put it bluntly, it's an Egyptian meat sandwich. My in-laws are from Egypt, and needless to say, I've eaten quite a good amount of Egyptian food, and it is no joke. It's flavor central. So let's get everything prepped. Let's get everything seasoned. Let's get our pit fired up, and let's eat. So for this cook, we're gonna need 3 onions, 1 hot green pepper, 2 green bell peppers, 2 plum tomatoes, decent amount of parsley, and a decent amount of dill. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna chop this stuff up nice and fine, and we're gonna mix it right into our meat along with our seasonings. So we have exactly 2 pounds of ground beef here, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna season it, and we're gonna get this incorporated into our vegetables. But before we do that, let's go fire up the grill. Okay, so as you can see, we've lost the light up here, but thanks to our handy dandy clamp light, I can now show you guys more of what's going on down at the pit when it's dark. And as you can see, we've got a couple chimneys lit up tonight, and the reason for that is because we're dealing with a cold, rainy weather situation here. And when you're working against weather like this, you really need to not skimp on the charcoal. You want your grill to get hot. This weather's going to try to quench our grill every step of the way, and we're going to fight that tooth and nail. So what I have here is I have some B&B lump charcoal. I got some starter cubes underneath. They're already lit. I'm going to let it go to work on these bad boys here, and we're going to go upstairs and get our meat seasoned. Okay, so I've got our vegetables completely chopped up and in this bowl. They haven't been mixed together yet, but I'm going to toss these really quickly just with my hands. I'm just going to move everything around a little, and just kind of evenly distribute all of these veggies in here. Okay, so now that we got our meat on top of our vegetables, we want to get it seasoned. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to start off with a little bit of nutmeg here. And then after that, we're going to come over and we're going to give it a nice liberal coating of bullshit. Actually, let's open the other side here. I'm not going to hold back. This can take some flavor. Okay, now that we're done, all we're gonna do is we're just gonna mix all this up. Get it nice and incorporated. Get those veggies mixed in with the meat. Essentially what this is this is an Egyptian version of a burger. Okay guys, so we got a nice bed of some screaming hot coals. Then we got some hickory and some cherry chunks on here. We're gonna get this bad boy closed, and we're gonna let this get up to temp. We're running pretty hot today, a lot hotter than we normally do. It'll be right around 350 to 380, depending on how hot you run your pit. Okay guys, so while the grill's getting up to temperature, what we're gonna do is we're gonna make these into some patties. Be a little bit of a challenge because we got so many veggies packed in here, but we're gonna do the best we can. And it shouldn't be too much of an issue. Ground beef tends to hold together pretty well. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna pat this, basically turn it into something like that. And then I'm gonna set this right on the rack. And we go to the next one. Okay guys, so we got these bad boys pressed. Not even really pressed, these things are huge and they're gonna be awesome. And what we're gonna do is before we throw these on, we're gonna come back over and we're gonna mist these guys. We don't want them to completely dry out on us. Ground beef usually doesn't dry out, but for just good measure and a little bit extra flavor. And it's a little bit different for something like this. This is the same spray that I use for my beef ribs. It's got Lafroig 10-year single malt Scotch. It's got a little bit of Cabernet, and it's got a good amount of beef stock in there. So what we want to do is we're just going to give these guys a good mist with this spray right before they go on. And then, as they're cooking, I figured they might be on for about an hour. I'm going to keep an eye on them, but I'm figuring an hour. So at least once every 20 minutes or so, I'm going to go out and I'm going to give them this treatment again. And just for a little added flavor, I'm going to hit them with a little bit more rub. Give a little crust on top of them. This is the same rub, this is the bullshit rub. That'll give us a little bit of a bark. So we're gonna get these HAWAWSHI burgers on the pit right now, and then we're gonna check on them out 20 minutes, see where they're at, probably give them another mist again, and I'll be periodically temping them. Never tried it this way before, so I'm not really sure exactly how long they're gonna cook, but I'm gonna keep a close eye on them, and we'll fill you in after they're done as far as cook time and temps. Stick around. Okay, so our pit hit just over 300 right now. It's right around 325. I opened the vents on it a little bit further. We want to bring that temperature up to at least 350, but we're going to throw these on. We're going to get them on now. We'll get them right in the center here. And that'll be a good starting point. Get it closed and we'll check it in about 20 minutes. Stick around. Okay, so what I have here, guys, is I have a couple bricks of cheese, and this one right here really caught my attention. It's a cheddar that's been infused with Guinness Stout. I took one look at this and I decided, you know what, I've got to try that, and I'm glad I did because this is really, really tasty. You get a good bite of cheddar with beer flavor mixed in, and then this next one is also cheddar, but this is a caramelized onion cheddar, and this is completely out of this world. This is the showstopper right here. Both are very, very good. And what we're going to do is we're going to do a combination of these two on these HAWAWSHI burgers. Normally you're not going to find this in Egypt. Maybe you would, maybe you wouldn't. I don't know. I've never been to Egypt, but typically every single time I've had HAWAWSHI burgers, cheese usually is on them. But you know what? I like cheeseburgers, so that's how I'm going to do it. If you don't want cheese, that's your problem. Anyway, we're going to get these things sliced up. Can't do really big deli slices. I don't have a cheese slicer or anything like that, but we're going to just cut them up into chunks and sprinkle them right over these HAWAWSHI burgers. They're going to be awesome. If you're looking for any type of cheese like this, by the way, visit the Cheese Corner in Westerly, Rhode Island. It's right next to Dick's Package Store, and you will find all kinds of just weird, delicious, tasty, oddball cheeses that you never even knew existed. Trust me. Go down there, it is worth every penny. This is where I got this stuff, and it's gonna go great on these burgers. Okay folks, as you can see, these bad boys are coming right along. Wish you could see exactly what I see, but probably gonna spray one more time, let them roll for another 20 minutes, and then these guys will be done. Okay guys, these HAWAWSHI burgers are done, and it took a little while to do this. We were fighting against the cold rain out there, and the fact that you just need to get these things hot, really, really hot, a lot hotter than what we normally cook at. We normally, I would say average temperature that we cook at is 275. Brought these up to about 100 degrees past that. You know, you're looking at 375, 380. Okay, so what we're gonna do, now that these things are temping at right around 155, okay, which is perfect for a burger. And I've got some pita bread here, and what I did was I just took a knife and I just cut a slit in it and then worked it open and made a little Miss Pac-Man out of it. So what we're gonna do is 3 of these are gonna have cheese and 3 of them are not. So what you do is you just take your burger, and you can put whatever kind of sauce you want on these. They've requested that I keep these somewhat dry, traditional Egyptian style. So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna stick them in the pita bread, and they're gonna go right back on this rack, and then they're gonna go back on the smoke for about 10, maybe 15 minutes. So what we'll do is we'll do the 3 that aren't getting cheese. We'll do those first. And just stuff it right in there like a little Miss Pac-Man package. I like me a cheeseburger. Just stick that right in there. Then we're gonna come right in. This caramelized onion cheese. Get some of that in there. Then we get some of this Guinness cheddar cheese. And I let this cheese come up to room temperature. It'll melt a lot quicker if you let it get a little warm before you throw it on. Now that one's done. Look at this one here. Look at this monster. It'll kill anything that ever lived. Again, get some cheese up in there. And you can use whatever kind of dressings, whatever kind of toppings you want on this. If you want ketchup, go for it. If you want mayonnaise, go for it. Hot sauce, you know, and you want to make your own mac sauce, you know, have fun with it. You know, these are pretty cool. Your kids are gonna love these, by the way. You know, any kid that looks at this is just gonna think it's cool. Okay, now these are gonna go back on smoke for about 10, maybe 15 minutes. Let these pitas get nice and warm, crisp up a little bit, let that cheese melt, and then it'll be time to eat. Okay guys, here we are. These things have just come off. They're smelling awesome, and I'm ready to dive right into this. But before we do that, let's do a quick recap of what we did. We've got this pita bread here, and we sliced right in the very middle of it and opened it up to make it like a little Miss Pac-Man pocket bread. And then what we had was we had plum tomato, we had 3 onions, we had 2 green peppers, we had one hot green pepper, and then what we had was we had some cilantro, some dill, and some parsley. We chopped up all of this stuff nice and fine, and then we worked it into exactly 2 pounds of ground beef that we seasoned with our bullshit rub. And then from there, what we did was we pressed them into patties, and we got them on the smoker, and we got them just about to 150 degrees before we stuffed them inside this pita bread. Now, traditionally in Egypt, what they would do is they would take this raw mixture, stuff it into the pita bread, and cook it in the oven at about 4 to 425 degrees until it was just done. Okay, we obviously didn't do that in this particular video, but hey, you know, this is our spin on this here. But traditionally, if you want to do it the traditional way, it's done in the oven, folks. And then we had some cheese from the Cheese Corner in Westerly, Rhode Island. We had caramelized onion flavored cheddar, and we had Guinness infused cheddar cheese. And what we did was we mixed those 2 cheeses together. We set them on top of these burgers when we stuffed them back into the pita bread, and then we got them back on smoke for about another 10 minutes. Let that cheese melt and let these pita breads get a little bit crispy. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna slice right into these. I temped these, they were right around 155, which is perfect for a burger. It's a little bit overdone if you like yours medium rare or rare, but we weren't looking for that, we were just looking for done. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna slice this bad boy right down the very center and see what we're dealing with. That is really crispy stuff. So folks, here you be. That is an Egyptian burger. Now, without further ado, this smells awesome. I'm gonna get right into this. Like I've said, I've had these before, but you get a ton of smoke flavor. That Scotch red wine beef broth spray that was sprayed on these things when they were cooking comes right through. The cheese is excellent. You really taste that parsley and the dill in particular. Guys, listen, we really want to diversify this channel, and this is one of the ways that we're doing it. I'm gonna bring in a lot of different food from a lot of different places whenever we can. So let me tell you, you want to taste Middle Eastern, this is the way to do it. Oh. Wow. The cheese from the cheese corner is perfect with this. I mean, these veggies are perfect. Everything about this is good. I could eat this every single day. No joke. Get nice crunch out of this pita bread. Cheese is melted. This is like a big fat pita burger. Egyptian style. Yeah, I could get down on this, and I'm going to. I'm gonna take this one, these three, and maybe that one, and then if there's, someone else can have this one, but all these are mine. No, we have a crew of people here that are about to eat. But anyway, listen, guys, you can't go wrong. You really can't. When it's done right, you can't go wrong. If you really, really like what we're doing here, and you want to see more of this, give New England Fire Cooking a subscribe. Give us a like and share. Check us out on YouTube. Check us out on Instagram. And if you have any feedback for us, any comments, any suggestions, you want to see us do more weird, oddball stuff that isn't the traditional barbecue, let us know. Let us know. We ain't scared. We ain't scared. We'll cook out in the middle of the winter rain. We don't care. We don't care. We're ready to eat all the time. We'll see you next time.